Talk through what happened to her when she tried this last time on the World Indoor Tour Gold. Some of these athletes, fantastic experience for some of the younger Polish distance athletes here to be in the same arena, on the same track, and part of a world record attempt. But TSEGAY, who out in Oregon ran 3:54 over 1,500 metres for world silver, just 5 days before she went on then to win the 5,000 metres. What's she got to do here, Jenny, pace-wise, to attack this Dibaba mark?
Well, first of all, I've got to say, I'm really pleased that it's a small field, because sometimes you have a large field and it could just go the wrong way from the beginning. But we can see there's 2 races here. Quite daunting for a lot of the other women to know they're potentially taking part in a world 1 mile record. But yeah, we're hoping for pace around about 63 seconds. Well, we've been doing the calculations, haven't we, Chris? We were actually told 61 seconds through 400 metres, and we both kind of questioned it. We're like, that's too quick. But 63 seconds, if you run consecutive 63-second 400 metre splits, would bring you right home on that world record figure. And of course, TSEGAY does have the world indoor record. She set that actually in Lievan a couple of years ago now, wasn't it? 3:53. So you'd think that she could do it on her day, but you alluded to already, Chris, didn't you, what happened last year?
Yeah, she fell, which was a shame. It was all set up, unfortunately, in Lievan last year in France, which is where we'll be this time next week on the World Indoor Tour Gold, and an early fall set that back, although she did go on to run 4:21 even after a fall, which is significantly impressive. But it was the same kind of thing as this, the way it was set up, that it would be a solo run against the clock with the pacemaker Saren Berhe. It's no mean task for her as well to be out front, having to pace somebody of the quality of TSEGAY.
Absolutely. So the world lead so far, well, we saw it in Boston just at the weekend, didn't we? Heather McLean of the USA for 23.42 seconds. And we'll be able to have a look shortly what they go through 800 metres in. So this will give us our first clear indication.
So we're looking at somewhere around about the sort of 2:06 mark, roughly, if they're going to do this even pace as the pacemaker steps aside, and TSEGAY early on is going to have to do this herself. And she's going to have to do it in a negative if she's going to do it, Jenny.
Yeah, well, you saw the line there. It wasn't where the finish clock is, because, of course, 1 mile is 1,609 metres.
Yep.
So it wasn't where you would expect, but it was just, what, a second or so outside that sort of pace. And interestingly, TSEGAY, she's looked at the outside there, didn't she? I don't know if she was looking at anyone specifically, but her face doesn't look as relaxed as you would think it might do.
Not at this stage. Well, she finished behind Faith Kipyegon, of course, in the 1,500 metres in Eugene, still searching for a major outdoor gold over the shorter distances, if you like. The 1,500 metres has been one that's eluded her so far with the competition. That world 5,000 metres title, the Olympic bronze medal over that 5,000 metres as well. But it's a solo run against the clock here as she chases that Dibaba mark.
Well, you're talking about that Dibaba mark. That is some 3.5 seconds faster than anyone else in the world has ever gone. So, you know, no discredit to TSEGAY if she doesn't manage to do that on this occasion. This will undoubtedly be one of the fastest times in history.
Well, it's a massive test for her at this stage as we hit 2 laps to go in 3:11. So she has 62 seconds to do this.
Yeah, she's a couple of seconds behind that mark at the moment, and we'll try and get an indication what she goes through 1,500 metres in. I was looking, Dibaba went through in 3:56.46, so I don't know if we'll be able to see that with the naked eye, and I don't know whether we'll actually get an indication, but here we go.
Well, somewhere around about 3:41 at the bell would give her a chance, but it looks like it might just be slipping off that here for Gudaf TSEGAY. She goes out towards the final 200 metres, chasing down this mark of Genzebe Dibaba, which has stood since 2016. 4:13.31 is where it stands. No one's run within 3 seconds of that. It's been a solo run for her as she grits her teeth, swinging round into the home straight. She's had to do it all herself. Her CV is glittering with medals. She's the world indoor record holder at 1,500 metres. She's not going to add the mile, unfortunately, to that on this occasion, but it is still a stunning run from Gudaf TSEGAY. 4:16.19 puts her number 2 on the all-time world list, behind Genzebe Dibaba, nudges Ellie Pourier-Saint-Pierre down to number 3. What a run.
Well, what a run indeed, and it was a tall order every world record is obviously astonishing, but I actually think that's one of the toughest, you know, having to already go through 1,500 metres in 3:55, 3:56, which is an absolutely incredible time over 1,500 metres, and then to obviously have to get that extra 109 metres. But absolutely incredible win, but not
As well. The local mascot, as we see confirmation there.